This is, in my opinion, one of the best smells I've ever smelled in my life. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am making a video on my top 5 favorite skin scents of 2023, featuring my favorite perfume ingredient of all time, Ambrox. I'm going to include a quick description of what Ambrox is and how it smells, because it's kind of hard to describe. I am definitely a big perfume addict, as you can see from my perfume collection back there, but by far my favorite kinds of fragrances are skin scents that feature Ambrox. They're sort of a signature of sorts for me, and I really like to smell like that ingredient. So let's get into my top 5 list. At number 5, we have from Glossier, The U fragrance. And this is the old formulation. I've gotten 2 bottles of this so far. And this fragrance is really quite unique. It's meant to meld to your personal body chemistry, and it's supposed to smell different depending on the person that wears it. And I can attest to this because the first time I smelled this, I smelled it on my coworker, and I had to know right away what they were wearing because it was so unique. And then when I tried it on myself, I feel like that smell, it didn't quite smell like that, but I still really enjoyed the smell. Very cozy, warm smell that lies very close to the skin. And it starts off with a really nice white pepper note in it that's quite sharp and pronounced, but then it melts into kind of a creamy skin scent. It also feels a little bit like, it smells a little bit like iris, and lipstick is also what comes to mind when I think of this scent. It is marketed as unisex, but I do think it leans a little bit more feminine, I would say. At number 4 is by a perfume house called Jus Box. And this is Cheeky Smile. And this is a woody amber smell that starts off very sweet and almost fruity, I want to say. It's very juicy in the beginning. And then it ends off very similar to kind of another 13 or Baccarat Rouge, I would say. It's very similar to that. It's got that amber thing going on. That's really the main thing with this fragrance. And one thing that I want to point out is the fact that I haven't seen too many people talk about this brand at all. So if you're looking for something that nobody else is using out on the streets and you want something really unique, I would look into this. And especially if you're a fan of amber. And coming in very strong at number 3 is the iconic Baccarat Rouge 540. I think this might be the most expensive fragrance on this list. And for good reason. This is a beast when it comes to longevity and projection. This is a woody amber skin scent that I think really projects very well. Very sophisticated, and it's very, very strong. It's definitely not for everybody, but you get a lot of compliments for this. This is one of my strongest compliment getters in my perfume collection. There are also notes of saffron, jasmine, and amberwood, I believe, in this fragrance. It definitely, out of all the fragrances on this list, I would say it's probably the most complex. The way it starts off is very different from the way that it wears out throughout the day, so keep that one in mind. It is definitely an investment, but it is one I can understand the hype behind it. And at number 2 was previously one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and it is another 13 by Labo. And this fragrance was my signature perfume for the longest time until the number 1 fragrance came on this list. And this one was originally inspired, I think it was a collaboration with a magazine called Another Magazine, and it was originally only available in Paris, but it was so popular that Labo included it in its main line. This is, in my opinion, one of the best smells I've ever smelled in my life. It is so sophisticated and luxurious, and it's very inviting. And I would describe this as very simple, yet complex. It's an understated but sophisticated fragrance that works well for both men and women. Here are some of the notes that are in this fragrance. If you are a fan of amber skin scents, this is a must in the collection. And I will also say that I have never smelled anything close that smells like Another 13 that features ambrette. I will be repurchasing this fragrance till my old age. It is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. And if you haven't smelled it already, go ahead and do it. One other negative with this fragrance, however, is the fact that it doesn't quite last a long time on my skin. I have to use quite a bit for it to last a long time and for it to project. So just keep that in mind. It might be different for you guys in your body chemistry. And at number 1, and it is my signature fragrance at the moment, and it is by my favorite perfume house at the moment. Also, I think a New York-based company, and it is D.S and Durga. I don't know what. This is my signature scent right now. I absolutely love it. This is my second bottle of it, and it is marketed as a perfume primer. So you can use this underneath other fragrances for it to last longer. However, I feel like as a fan of skin scents and Ambrox and Amber, this fragrance just works for me on its own. It's a very simple, straightforward fragrance. It doesn't really evolve very much. What it sprays like, what it smells like in the beginning is what it smells like later during the day. It lasts a very long time on the skin, but it doesn't project very long. And it is a very, once again, I keep using the word sophisticated, but it's a sophisticated and luxurious smell. It reminds me of like clean sheets. I feel like this is the perfect name for this fragrance. I don't know what. I believe that it's meant to invoke that idea of when you smell somebody and you don't exactly know, you can't pinpoint exactly what that smell is, but it smells really good and it has like a je ne sais quoi quality, something a little different. You don't know what they are wearing, but you like it. That is what this fragrance is supposed to invoke. This also features notes of bergamot, vetiver, and sandalwood, I believe, which help give it a little bit more body, and it gives that a nice base to the fragrance, which allows it to layer really well with a lot of fragrances. So I sometimes layer this with another 13 as a combo, and I will be smelling amazing the entire day. It's my favorite combination to use, and I get compliments galore if I'm using this. Alright, so that wraps up my top 5 list for fragrances featuring skin scents that features the ingredient Ambroxan. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!